Hello dear students, welcome back to physics class. In this short video, today we are going to discuss about superposition principle in electric field. Already we have discussed about the superposition principle for the case of Coulomb's law. The same thing here we have to repeat, just this is for the case of electric field. But before starting this concept, first of all let me revise once again the concept of electric field, and there we have left with a small differentiation between electric field intensity and electric field itself. So that first of all we will cover, and then we will come to this point. In our previous video we have seen that if suppose we are having a plus capital Q charge, and say in the vicinity of this charge at a distance small r there is a charge small plus q, let us call it as a test charge. So we have seen that the electric field of capital Q, right, of this charge at this point was found to be, by using the concept of definition, we have seen that electric field can be given by E is equal to this F upon Q, and ultimately we have got the formula for E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon R square. Now see, here is a very small difference between electric field intensity and electric field. You will come across these two terms frequently when you are referring different types of book. Now see one thing here, whatever value we are finding here, this value is in scalar form, right? This is in scalar form. So the magnitude of electric field, or this scalar quantity which is defining the magnitude or the value at a point of a particular charge of electric field, that is called as electric field intensity. What is it? It is electric field intensity. So that is the meaning of electric field intensity. So be careful about this thing, right? Now let me define this electric field in terms of vector. Now you can see in this formula, if I take the electric field in terms of vector form, this can be referred as the electric field. Okay, while talking there may be the chance that we may feel that the electric field and electric field intensity both are same. Okay, actually it is the way of talking just. Okay, so when I am talking this electric field as a vector, this is simply called as the electric field. Okay, you can see it here, we are defining this electric field in terms of a unit vector, right? Now if you want to express the electric field in terms of vector r like this, okay, there is a small change now. You can see it here, it is now r cube. In the previous formula we have taken it as r square, now here we are taking it as r cube. Why it is so? I think this already you have learned in the previous videos of Coulomb's law. There I have discussed in detail that why this formula is taken like this. So basically this can be called as the electric field, right? Now as far as this vector r is to be concerned, this vector r, it will be taken along this line like this. This is vector r. Now this becomes vector r. Okay, and in this formula we have taken only unit vector r, so that also can be represented along the same vector like this. Okay, so unit vector simply give direction, and vector r is from capital Q to this small plus q, right? So this is about the concept of electric field intensity and electric field itself. Once again I am telling, this magnitude is referred as electric field intensity, and a representation of this magnitude in terms of vectors, it is called as the electric field, right? So I hope that this concept is clear to you now. Now we will switch to our main point. Okay, let us now discuss about the superposition principle for the case of electric field. Okay, or simply the electric field at a point due to multiple charges. If we are having suppose more than two charges and we want to find out the electric field at a point due to the system of charges, then what is the net field at a point, that we have to understand here. So let us say for this case, suppose we are having the charges q1, q2 and q3. These are our three charges, and say at a point P. Now this is point P, this is not the charge. Okay, this is point P. At this point P we have to find out the electric field given. This is the point P, these are the charges plus q, plus q2 and plus q3, and we want to find out what is the electric field given by these three charges at this point P. That we have to find out. In our previous case, we have found the forces given by each charge on a particular charge, but now here we are finding the electric field of all these charges at a given point P. So just like previous case, let us say this charge Q1 is at a distance R1 from point P, and at point P the electric field given by the charge Q1 is suppose here E1. Similarly, the distance of charge Q2 from point P is suppose R2, and the electric field of charge Q2 at point P is suppose here E2, right? And similarly, let us say this red line, it is giving suppose the distance R3 of charge Q3 from point P, and the arrow coming from point P, red arrow, it is suppose here E3. Now here this E1, E2, E3, these are the respective electric fields or electric field vectors at point P of each charge Q1, Q2 and Q3. Now what we have to find out here? We have to find out the net sum or the resultant of these three electric fields. So just like our previous case, we have to add these three vectors. This addition can be done in any manner, in any sequence. I am here adding first of all E2 and E3. To add E2 and E3, similarly we are using the parallelogram law here. So that can be done like this. You can see in the diagram these purple colored arrows I am drawing here, so that a parallelogram will be formed here, and then the diagonal of this parallelogram, which is in the green color now here, you can see it here. So this green colored vector is basically giving the sum of E2 and E3. So we have added E2 and E3. Now what is remained here? We have to add E1 with this sum. It is to be added with the E2 and E3. Which one? E1. So now we will form another parallelogram. You can see in the diagram, I have drawn one vector parallel to E1 and other vector is drawn parallel to E2 plus E3. Now E2 plus E3 is also a vector here and E1 is another vector. So we have to add these two vectors. So if these two vectors are added, let us say this is the diagonal or the hypotenuse of this parallelogram in pink color. So this pink colored vector is basically E1 plus E2 plus E3. So that is the resultant electric field at point P due to these three charges. Now if we are having 4 charges, 5 charges, 6 charges and so on. So sequentially you have to just add the vectors one by one and ultimately we can reach up to the resultant. Now see mathematically how we can write it. Mathematically we can write E is equal to E1 plus E2 plus E3. These are the electric fields of charge 1, charge 2 and charge 3 at point P. I am taking here scalar form. So if we put the values, we know that the electric field E1 can be given, it will be given by this 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 upon R1 square. Let us say this point and the charges are in the free space. Similarly for the case of this E2, we can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q2 upon R2 square. Similarly for E3, we can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q3 upon R3 square. So in this way we can add the vectors, right? Now we have to just take the common terms here which are possible. We can see in all terms 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 is a common term here. So we can take it common. So we will have now E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q1 upon R1 square plus Q2 upon R2 square plus Q3 upon R3 square. Now if we are having suppose n number of charges, then simply we can modify this equation in a generalized form like this. Now what you have done here, we have taken this 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 like this 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 here. Now you can see it here, it is Q1 upon R1 square plus Q2 upon R2 square plus Q3 upon R3 square and so on. So what we have done here, we have taken now here summation of Qi upon Ri square, and this summation is going from I is equal to 1 to n. Now you can take for any number of charges, we can add this field. So basically this is giving the generalized form for our electric field and we can take it for any number of charges. Okay. So basically this superposition principle for electric field is nothing but it gives the resultant electric field at a particular point due to number of charges in the vicinity of that point. Okay. So, I hope that up to this point it is clear to you and you have understood what is the meaning of superposition principle for the case of electric field. Remember, whenever we are using superposition principle, it is basically to add up all the quantities or all the electric fields, Coulomb's force basically, right. So, this is about the concept of electric field and the application for the case of superposition principle. So, we will stop here. Thank you.